Greetings folks, Dan Mack here from the Shred Shack. In the coming weeks you're going to see a lot more solo reviews come from my side of things, but we're going to start things off a little differently with something that isn't even heavy metal.
Boo this man!
Don't let it stop you. The noise of unease.
The Unlearning Curve is the second full-length studio album from Canadian electronic rock export's post-death soundtrack. When I initially received this release, I was a little bit skeptical about it based on the information provided about their sound. When an antiquated individual like myself sees subgenre terms they don't understand, like Darkwave and trip-hop, one does become cautious.
Your world frightens and confuses me.
Thankfully, that caution was unfounded, as the Unlearning Curve takes its cues in equal measure from psychedelic rock, industrial, and synth-pop, though Post-Death Soundtrack's presentation of it all is more brazen, perhaps not in sound, but in style. The 9-track offering creeps and looms, creating an aura that is deeply unsettling and yet equally captivating. The pacing of the album is done to perfection, presenting like a film soundtrack, which makes the band's moniker sound more appropriate. The first 6 tracks construct a slow crescendo, building from the ethereal that which is, into the subdued aggression of our time is now, before reaching the pinnacle of its erraticism and quote-unquote heaviness in Little Alice. Each track builds upon the intensity of the last, before abruptly falling away into solemnity and the whimsical album ender transform in white light. While much of the instrumentation is relegated to providing atmospherics, the music is not without its shining moments. The underlying guitar in You Can't Go Back is sparse, but acts as a response to the vocals, and the beats and heavy synthesizer presence found in Our Time Is Now carry the song rather than structure it. Since these moments are few and far between, the vocals are left to carry many of the tracks to fruition, resulting in the album's best moments being those that prominently feature them. The layering and harmonies found in this album are staggering and hammer home the haunting beauty of the music over which they reside.
I'm walking through the gates. Nobody gets through.
Beauty Eyes I Adore is the ideal combination of these 2 points, featuring the album's most impassioned vocal performances, both a cappella and coupled with the maddening allure of a distorted synthesizer. The album runs for a solid 38 minutes, but the time spent listening really flies by, and before you know it, you're pressing play to restart the album again. After multiple listens, the only track I really find myself skipping over is Little Alice. Though this is the aforementioned climax of our journey, it's a much harder pill to swallow. I feel that it does more to kill the mood created by the songs around it than it does to enhance it.
Pretty little thing with your high heels on. You better soak up admiration till the pain is gone.
In closing, the Unlearning Curve was a welcome surprise. Most of what we cover in Shred Shack endeavors pertains to heavy metal, but I do feel that Post-Death Soundtrack do cover a lot of the elements of a bloated genre. Strip down the industrial elements of 9 Inch Nails, put it over the more morose side of the catalogs of Opeth or Catatonia, add the vocal harmonies of Alice in Chains, and throw in a tinge of the darker side of progressive rock and metal influencer Peter Gabriel. Combine these things, and you'd be on the right track to understanding Post-Death Soundtrack.
Dance with the devil. Dance with the devil. Dance with the devil tonight.
Post-Death Soundtrack have more than enough crossover appeal that can garner a wider audience, offering a package that sounds eclectic without straying too much from its basic elements. So now, when I hear phrases like trip-hop and darkwave, I won't be so distrustful. Not like those other subgenres. So that's what I thought about Post-Death Soundtrack's latest album, The Unlearning Curve. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. If you want to know more about the band, just check out the description below. And in the meantime, subscribe to my channel, and you can look forward to another review in a couple of days. Until next time, I'm Dan Mack, and I bid you adieu.